Hello there everybody, What Culture Wrestling's Adam Cleary here, and welcome back to Hidden Attire Meanings, the show where we watch an entire WWE pay-per-view and go, ah, that's clever. Now I know what you're thinking before we get started here. Adam, this is the closest thing this entire godforsaken company does to menswear content. Where, oh where, is the undisputed king of clothing, Adam Nicholas? And you know what? I hear you, the man has, throughout the entire time I've been at What Culture, probably been the best dressed guy in the entire office. But I would just like to opine and remind him and you that the Tony Awards, which is our annual showcase gala event where we reward the great and the good here at What Culture, I am the reigning and defending best dressed man. A, because of hashtag on Thursdays we wear yellow, and B, did you see my space jacket? Anyway, no, he's just a bit busy this morning, but will be providing me with the edit. Thank you, mate. So, let's get into the nitty and the gritty of whatever the hell that was last night. Now, not to drag this intro out for too long, but last night's going to be talked about and poured over for a very long time because, well, the quality of what we saw in the ring was variable. Let's be kind and say variable. But the quality of what was being worn by the people in the ring was, well, it was also variable. I'll be honest with you, this is not a groundbreaking installment of this particular series. But nonetheless, I wouldn't be wasting your time, or far more importantly, mine, if it wasn't at least slightly interesting and going through all the combatants at last night's event. There are a number of interesting items to pull out from their garments. So, because I think this has gone on for about 2 minutes now, my name is Adam Cleary, and these are all the hidden meanings behind the attires from WWE's The Horror Show at Extreme Rules, I think. Alright, first up was Shinsuke Nakamura for Cesaro, and do you know, when they came out, I actually felt a little bit sorry for Cesaro, because no sooner has he just got himself all brand new matching ring gear to go with Nakamura's black jumpsuit, does his tag team partner just completely change it up, so they didn't match anymore. So no sooner have they added the visual synergy of having matching gear, no sooner have they added the in-ring synergy of winning the tag team belts, as Nakamura just chuck all of that out the window. But, clever this, because what's he done there, everybody? Let's have a little look. He's got his red jumpsuit, which we've all seen before, but what's he added? Looks to me like he's added 2 blue straps, much in the same way that the SmackDown Tag Team Championships are 2 blue straps. He has 1000% done that on purpose, by the way. Now, this wasn't the only clever bit of attire in this match, though, because Big E, who has been at the very forefront of including lots of little hidden nods and winks and messages during the last couple of months, had 2 brilliant armbands on during this match. Now, if you look closely at his arms, he has the words John and CT written in black armbands around those incredibly frightening bicep muscles. Now, if you're wondering what they're about, that is John Lewis and CT Vivian, 2 absolute pillars, icons, legends of the Black Civil Rights Movement. Now, if you haven't heard either of these 2 names before, I would strongly encourage you to go and look them up, because these 2, along with Martin Luther King and others, were instrumental in the 1960s in bringing about real change in America. And given that the country is literally right now still dealing with the fallout from protests about racial inequality, to lose them both in the same day was big. Alright, next up, did you know that Nikki Cross is from Scotland? Yes, no, really, I know the Scottish accent and the name Cross, I know it's all very subtle, but did you know Nikki Cross was from Scotland? Well, if you didn't, somehow you do now. Now, in fairness to her, she did say in the build-up to this match, arguably her biggest singles match ever, that she would be paying tribute to both everybody she knew back home, everybody she worked with in her original days, everybody she thinks helped her get to where she is now, and all of that has ties to Scotland. Hence, when she came out, she was decked from tits to teeth, not very far, tip to toe, whatever the saying is, in Scottish flags. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that she was told she would be having a women's championship match at Extreme Rules before WWE released the new luminous branding, because what she's done is she's taken the St. Andrew's cross and put a lot of it in red, specifically the old red of the old Extreme Rules logo, so you can see how her mind would have worked there. Oh, I want to do like a Scottish tribute in the match at Extreme Rules. I know what I'll do. I'll combine these 2 things. Oh, what's that, boss? Oh, you've made the logo look like vomit. Ah, yeah, either way, she is decked head to toe in the St. Andrew's cross. There was loads on her entrance jacket, a few more dotted about her ring gear. And you know what? Just well done for being in that match, Nikki, because nobody believed in you, except you and all of Scotland. However, two people that obviously were informed about the branding change were Sasha Banks and Bayley, because they must have gone on the internet, seen the cries of many bedwetters saying, "Oh, green and purple, that's horrible, they can't go together, that's got nothing to do with Extreme Rules," and gone, haha, let's do that. And while that branding was not particularly well received, Bayley and Sasha always are, so Bayley wore purple and Sasha wore green, in keeping with the really much hated, highly derided, very disgusting logo of the show. As heel work goes, just to pick up on that and then base your gear around it is, nobody's done work like this ever, like in terms of just finding ways to annoy people. It's the best heel work I've ever seen. And that wasn't Bayley's only little fashion choice last night, and this one wasn't so much hidden, like it was clever or you had to like know what it was about, in so much it was very difficult to see on television, because I don't know if you've noticed, she's been like shaving the back of her head up and up a little bit. She's getting like a proper undercut in, pretty much the same length as mine at the back, but it's long enough to shave some words into it, and not like you when you were a kid getting a nice swoosh at your barbers for £4.50. She has dos straps shaved into the back of her head. Really. And just in case anybody out there hasn't even so much as heard of the Spanish language, I'm going to tell you what dos straps means, okay? You're sitting down, it means two straps in English. You get it, because she's got two belts, and the hidden meaning here is, of course, that Sasha was about to acquire two belts. So there you go. At least I think that's how it happened, because Bayley counted the pin and then gave Sasha the belt, but WWE have said that she's not the champion. Asuka is still the champion, even though she's got the belt. So I don't know, maybe the whole haircut thing's a little bit cleverer than it looks. Or maybe WWE aren't. So that whole United States Championship thing was a bit weird, wasn't it? Yes, well, I'll tell you what's not weird. This is a great link, by the way. Tag teams who have matching attire. And Apollo Crews and Bobby Lashley, they had matching attire. And what was the one thing that attire had in common? Gold. Yes, because they were neatly foreshadowing the fact they were about to award each other the gold, because Apollo Crews wasn't there. Look, if you think about it, that is quite clever. It is. Alright, so here is the least subtle in a video that is not even subtle at all. This is the Horror Show at Extreme Rules logo, and this is what Byron Saxton was wearing. Yes, he has literally dressed to match the logo as best he can, but of course, I know you're all style gurus out there. What he's done is he's added more of a pastel tone compared to the luminous branding that WWE had come up with. And I think that offsets it very nicely, and certainly sitting at commentary next to these two in their court case funeral brown weird suits certainly makes him stand out. I think the hidden meaning behind this clothes is that he doesn't give a f***. Do you know, I've never been big on pastel. It's like hats. No hats suit me. No pastel colours suit me. So if you can pull them off like Byron can here, more power to you. Now, in theory, this should have been incredibly clever as a piece of like hidden attire meaning, but it was so on the nose that if you watched it, your eyes watered. Does that joke work? You know, you get like bopped in the nose and your eyes... It works, yeah, it works. Anyway, Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman for their Wyatt compound backyard swamp death electro cage, oh he's drowning match. They dressed as older versions of themselves. They kind of went through like a mini history lineage of both their friendship and their rivalry. Think about that match he had with John Cena at WrestleMania, then remove everything good about it. Now, Wyatt initially started the match as his old Eater of Worlds gimmick, which makes sense as he was at the Wyatt compound. It's apparently where he died. Didn't like Randy Orton set fire to him there or something? I've lost all track of this total nonsense, before appearing as the Fiend late on. And as for Braun Strowman, well, his role in all of this was he was just Braun Strowman, until really old Braun Strowman with the sheep mask on turned up and attacked him. Now, the hidden meaning behind that, of course, is that Braun Strowman used to be in the Wyatt family, in case you forgot. Now, the thing is, if you told me before this match had started that this is the direction they were going to go down, like a potted history of their friendship and their rivalry and their hatred and their love, etc., 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 I would have been like, ha ha ha, sounds interesting, but they managed to make this as deeply uninspiring as humanly possible. There is a hidden meaning behind them dressing up this way and using these costumes, but it's not so much hidden as it's just like, hey, remember this? And I do remember this, but what I also remember is Sister Abigail, and well, it's been worth sitting through this entire video. I'm so sorry for this final last thing. Now, Bray Wyatt has once physically embodied Sister Abigail. He put a veil on and a lisp, and they did a voice changer, and he was going to wrestle Finn Balor, and we were all sat at home like, oh no, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. But thankfully, he dropped all of that and he got completely repackaged. So if you told me that Sister Abigail was going to make an appearance, oh, I'd have been worried, but this was class. Now, lots of women in WWE have been suggested as a good person to play this role. Paige, for ages and ages, was like, oh, she should be Sister Abigail, because she's a bit goth. And when Liv Morgan was coming back with this dramatic repackaging, everyone was like, oh, she should be like the Sister Abigail to The Fiend. But it never happened. And then last night, Alexa Bliss was Sister Abigail. Now, this is cool, of course, because, well, you know, big titty goth girlfriend dream and all of that, but also it's very clever. Do you remember the mixed match challenge? That entire storyline running all the way through it, of that blossoming weird romance between the 1,000,000-foot tall Braun Strowman and tiny little Alexa Bliss. This visual it was giving everybody of him effectively just wearing a tiny hat. Well, the story there was that the Beast fell in love with the Beauty, and Bray Wyatt managed to channel that, whether that really is Alexa Bliss or just appeared to be her, who can say, and it got him the win, kind of. That's, like, clever, subtle, long-term storytelling that's paying off something from years ago, which WWE hardly ever does. So this, I mean, it's not only the best thing in the entire Hidden Attires video, but it's also the best thing in the entire show, I think. So there you have it, those are all the hidden meanings behind the attire choices at WWE Presents the Horror Show at Extreme Rules, a title that's 3 times as long as this video needed to be. Let me know what you made of it all in the comments below, and of course don't forget to like, share and subscribe. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I have of course been Adam Cleary. See if you can guess the hidden meaning behind my attire. Tweet me, I'll tell you if you're right, and in the meantime, that's it. Goodbye. That's it.